What's up, YouTube? Today, I really just came to talk about basically how racism and illegal immigration caused me to quit my 9 to 5. It's been a couple of months since I quit this particular job, but I did end up quitting one of my 9 to 5s due to racism and illegal immigration. Um, Well, for starters, I'm in Texas, which is kind of close to the border. I think we're next door to the border of Mexico. So it's a lot of Hispanics here in Texas, which ain't a problem, as long as they're here legally. But yeah, basically, I was working in the kitchen at the Capital One Bank. It was a corporate building bank, pretty big bank, with like several different kitchens. And I can say 90% of the kitchen staff were Hispanic and maybe um, 4% white, 6% black. So I was the only one in this particular kitchen in building 6. And I was the only black person altogether in the kitchen. The only black person in the kitchen actively cooking with nothing but Hispanics, which ain't a problem, was never a problem up until I started to notice the just them treating me differently. I'm not able to say certain things that they would say, or I'm not able to do certain things or use certain things that they would use. I didn't have the same grace or the same leeway as pretty much all of the Hispanics in the kitchen. My leaders, my management were Hispanic, and they all stuck together regardless of what I did. No matter of how good of a job I did, I never got you're doing a great job. It was like, okay, cool, yeah. But if it was somebody else, they would get a pat on the back, they would get very appreciated, but I wouldn't get that same appreciation. Mind you, they did end up telling me that out of everybody in the kitchen, I was like number 2 when it comes to like the best cooks in the kitchen as far as flavor and stuff like that. And I think because of that, the employees, which were all Hispanic, they kind of felt some type of way, like, wow, like, cause just being around them and working with them, they've kind of like told me their views on black people. Just the typical black people are lazy, black people are stupid, ignorant, don't know nothing, aggressive, which some of that in a case may be true, but that doesn't go for all black people. And when they encountered me, I think they experienced the fact that I'm not the typical black person that will come to their head, though I may look like it, with the dreads or the fake locks or the tattoos and stuff like that, the piercings. I look like that narrative of black people they would put in the category as a problem. But when I went to work, I was very professional. I was very articulate, very gentle with my words, and they really didn't know how to approach me or accept me. Every time I would come around, they'd get to jump in like I'm stealing, or jumping as if I'm finna, hit them, or just like I'm a problem. That feeling that you get when you could tell somebody staring at you and stuff like that. Everything I did, they made it seem like I was the problem. I wasn't allowed to disagree. I wasn't allowed to give my opinion. I was never a problem at work, but they only hired me because they needed a certain percentage of black people in that kitchen, and they needed at least one in every building, and I was that one. And being that one, it really sucked because you can feel the racism. You can feel them being prejudiced, just being lied on, and even down to like being bumped in the kitchen, which I'm pretty tough skinned, I'm not really all that sensitive. So, if somebody bump me, either I ignore it or I bump them back, and But it was that deep. It was definitely that deep. To the point where I was going to work and I had no peace at all. I was dreading getting up in the morning, going to work, because I had to feel like, for me, I had to feel like I have to go to work and defend myself every day. And that's how I felt. That whole year of being there, I felt like I had to defend myself every day. When it comes to people stealing from me, when it comes to people lying on me, you know, just saying I said something or I took something that I never said or took. You know, those were just situations that would happen pretty much often. And I had to really stay prayed up, because, and I really felt like, okay, well, this job is in the morning from 6 to 2:30. It's pretty good hours. I don't work on the weekend. Though it didn't pay much money, not nearly as much as what I'm getting now, but it was the schedule what kept me there so long, and I think that's what got me stuck there. But yeah, so I would say maybe around election time, like November, with the kitchen being full of Hispanics, nobody really spoke English except for the chefs and the management, stuff like that. They spoke English, but everybody else couldn't speak English. But they understood politics enough to have an opinion. So I decided to wear my Trump hat to work when he won, and it was a problem for the illegals. And I wasn't the only one. No, it wasn't a Trump hat. It wasn't a Trump hat. It was a Trump shirt. That's what it was. It was a Trump shirt. And I unbuttoned my chef coat when it was time to go while I was cleaning up. And I had a Trump shirt on as I was cleaning up. Got hot, you know. And they seen my shirt and they were extremely offended. Like, the illegals were offended because, of course, you know, Trump, one of his goals is to have a control over illegal immigration. And if they get caught, basically, when Trump is in office, they going back across the border, which, I'm going to be honest with you, I think that's the best thing ever. Like, you know, we got a lot of tourism and terrorists coming in, and, you know what I'm saying, they running people over in New Orleans, and, you know what I'm saying, raping the women and the kids. It's a lot going on. So, you know, I just really feel like Trump is definitely going to do the job. I think as far as working in that kitchen, they just didn't like my energy. You know, I wasn't who they would expect for me to be in their head. And I proved them wrong on my intelligence, and they just couldn't understand. And I get it, you know. Some people are just prejudiced and some people are just racist. But, you know, what I couldn't understand is how can you come into my country illegally and treat me as if I'm the outsider? That's what I couldn't understand. How do you come into my country without no documentation? You here unlawfully, and you get here and you treat an American citizen, me, as if I'm the problem specifically. No race is perfect. No race is perfect. I get it. Black people are at the bottom. We at the lowest of the lowest, but not every black person is a dummy. Not every black person is broke. Not every black person is ignorant. Not every black person is aggressive. I'm just me. And they put me in that category. They put me in that box, and I responded differently. So they couldn't stand it. You know, they tried their best to get me down. And, you know, after finding another job with the same schedule and like $10 more, I was like, okay, God is good. And this is a blessing. And it's just time for me to go, because I feel like when you work in a 9 to 5, when you get to a point where you're kind of like, okay, I dread getting up in the morning to go to work because I hate my job. I get it, you know, life is life and everybody needs a job, but let's be honest, like, stress will kill you. Your peace of mind not being there will kill you. If you hate your job, find another one. And that's exactly what I did. Found another job. where it's just me in the kitchen. It's me and another lady. It's basically a one-person kitchen. It's real cool. I cook for cancer patients. I'm gonna make a video about that later. But yeah, I'm just happy to be out that kitchen with those illegals. And it just goes to show you that, yo, racism is still real. It's still real. It's still very much so real. It exists. It's heavy, and it's heavier in the South, and it's heavy in Texas, it's heavy in Georgia, and it's crazy. People really judge you based off of your skin tone, the color of your skin. People basically they still judge nowadays, and I'm experiencing that being in Texas. I've experienced that at every job I've had since I've been in Texas for this past year and change. I guess that's just a thing. You know, I work in a kitchen field, where basically in that field, there's really nothing but Hispanics. So either I got to find another career or deal with it, because sadly, they run it. So I don't have any choice. But, you know, I think right now God is blessing me. I'm in a good spot as far as my 9 to 5 right now. But, yeah. It's crazy that we're still dealing with this. And it's not even the fact that we're still dealing with it. It almost seems as if it's getting worse, to be honest. Like, the division in America is most definitely getting worse. I just can't even really comprehend some of the stuff that's happening due to illegal immigration. You got people in ISIS who are over here running people over in New Orleans on New Year's. Got people setting people on fire on the subway, raping kids, raping children. America needs prayer. Seriously, America needs some serious prayer. But yep, that's basically how racism and illegal immigration made me quit my 9 to 5. It's a very sad situation, but this is America. This is America, where they care more about illegals than citizens. But make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment and subscribe to this video. Subscribe to the channel. I got a lot much more content coming for y'all, so make sure y'all stay tuned. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button so this video can definitely hit the algorithm, you know. So yeah, y'all be blessed. God bless.